Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these vintage inspired decorations and yeah, so let's get going. I'll show you some more that I've done at the end of the video. Okay, I bought a pack of stickers off AliExpress. I'll have a link below to the shop that I bought it at. I think it was called Vintage Girl or something like that. Anyway, I've picked out half a dozen of these lady faces, like retro type faces, to do this project with. There's quite a few in the pack, all different sizes, but I picked out like half a dozen of the same similar size in there. I've used just old dictionary paper for this project to give it that vintage feel, and I cut 4 strips of that book. They measure 28 centimeters by 7 centimeters, so you need 4 strips of that. So let's just push all that on. We're going to use a paper doily as well. I'll just put all that out of the way. Now we need to pleat these. Oh, it's all stuck with glue threads. Oh, that's why, because my hot glue gun's on. See what I use for my hot glue gun? It's just a spoon rest, a silicone spoon rest, and I just sit it there so it doesn't get everywhere. Alright, now I need to pleat these 4 pieces of paper up, and you're going to fold it about, it's about 1.5 centimeters. Okay, and I find that the fastest way to pleat this is to just put it on the table and go backward and forward like that. Okay, so you've got 4 then concertinaed up. Grab your glue. Where's my glue? And we're going to join them all together. So we got one long piece, and then we're going to join those ends together. Like that. I'll just cut that down so it meets it. Alright, now this is why I've got my hot glue gun going, because it will take a lot quicker than wet glue. Just cut yourself a little circle. I'll just put that there and bring it all into the middle. Put some glue around, push it all in. Some glue on the top. Hold that in for a second. There. I've got my silicone mat over there and I forgot to grab it. Too late now. That'll come off. Alright. So I've got that all glued on. I might just put a little bit more on there. Hold it there for a sec. And then turn this glue gun off. So you could do that with normal glue. I just wanted to get it glued quickly. Right, so just set that aside now. And we'll go on to colouring this lady. Okay, and the way I'm going to add colour to this, like I like the black and white stickers, but I thought, how could I add some colour to this sticker? And I noticed that one side of it was wasn't shiny, and I thought, I wonder whether the oil pastels will take, and they did. So I've just got my paper stumps here as well that I'm going to use with it to move the colour around. Now I want to get some skin colour on, so we might go down a bit closer. Now the thing with these oil pastels on this sticker stuff is that where you put it down is the colour that will stay there. You can't double over the colours, like you can't layer it up. So just keep in mind where you want the rosy cheeks and where you want a particular colour, because you won't be able to relayer that over it because it just doesn't like it. So where's the pink I was using? So make sure which you get the pink on the cheeks first, and then, I mean, it looks like a hot mess at first, but it'll all smooth out when you start using the paper stumps. And that's what they're called, paper stumps. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the paper stump that I've been using for that one, and I've been trying to keep particular colours, you know, so they don't just cross over and contaminate the paper stumps. But I guess you could, you know, you can sharpen them when they get all yucky. And I'm just smoothing out then that oil pastel, just taking care as I go around the edges. And what it does is it takes a little bit of the oil pastel back off onto the paper. But it's going to leave a nice layer actually on the sticker. Now if you give it a test, like this is a cream colored piece of paper, if you just test out that onto the white paper that you're going to actually mount it on, just to check how it's looking. And I can see in the light here that I need to just blend that piece there more in. It looks good. Alright, we're going to do some nice red rosy lips, and I'm just going to pick the colour up straight off the palette for the lips because they're so fine. Like that. And I want to give this lady some, what colour? Some pink. No, not pink. Yeah, I might give her this colour pink eyeshadow. Now the eyeshadow will go over the top, but I found if you're doing a big space like the cheeks, it didn't want to pick up that colour again. Okay, so we've got a little bit of, bring the white over. Let's get a little bit of colour in there on her eyelids, and we'll get a little bit of colour for her eyes. I think we'll give her brown eyes. There's my brown. Just a little dot in there. Just have to be careful how you do it. Actually, I might use the other side. This doesn't be. You could if you don't have these paper stumps, you could use the cotton tips. But I found I did use the cotton tips the first time I did it, and it was quite hard to get into all the little spaces. Alright, so we're getting some colour on there. We might give her, I think we might give her the same colour here as her eyes. So you don't have to flood the picture with the oil pastel. You can push it around. Otherwise, it does take a bit to, you know, to what do you call it, to blend it all in. You can still see me, yep. And just be careful you haven't got, sometimes you can use a little piece of plastic here. You can just sit it on the picture, put your fingers on it so you don't contaminate, cross-contaminate the areas you don't want colour on. Right, so that's pretty much her hair done. Looking good. Might just try and take some of that back off. Okay, I'll check it on the white card. She's looking good. She might have looked better with some blue eyes, but I think I'll maybe come in with a little bit darker brown. We'll go with that. And you can use the end of the stump just to try and take a little bit of colour back off areas where you've gone over in the wrong spot. Let's get a little bit of pink back there for her eyeshadow. I rubbed it off. Okay, now we'll go on to her, we'll do her hand. It's another skin colour. Just be careful not to go over the line like I just did just then. Oh. I mean, if you don't want to do this, You can buy stickers that are already coloured. That will work too. You can put anything on these rosettes. Anything on them would look really pretty. But I had these stickers and I thought, well, how can I use these and bring some colour onto them? Let's give her some red fingernails. Okay, and I want to do her top red, I think. I wanted her like a red gingham look. I'll just lightly put that on and move it around. I don't want to flood that whole piece there with thick colour. Another piece of plastic. Can still see me, yep. See, so you don't have to put full thick colour onto it. You can move that colour around with the paper stump. Take it a little bit off there. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so move this out of the way. You've done the colouring. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to take the sticker back off. Now they're quite tricky to take off. Just pick a corner, and I've got my awl tool here, and I've just been trying to flick it back like that, and then the sticker will come off. Stick it back like that, like that, out the way, and stick it onto a white piece of paper. That's what will bring the colour out the best in her face. Okay, now we're going to cut around the lady. Okay, I've got that cut out. Now bring your rosette back in, or flip it back out. And we're going to, where's my glue gone? I was losing that glue. Now we're going to glue the paper doily on. Just position that in the middle the best you can. And it's only going to catch on those the mountain tops of those folds anyway, but that's all right. Now I'll put some glue on the back of the lady. Alright, and we're going to position her on here off to the side just a little, because I want to put some words on here as well. So let's put you just there. Okay, we'll stick that down. And while that dries, we will do some stamping. I've got a stamp here that says "You are my sunshine," and I'm going to put that on this one. I've done them all a little different, so they're not all Christmas ones. Okay, that was with Stays On ink. I was using the Memento, but it was getting a little bit too, I don't know, it tends to spread out a little bit more on me. Alright, I want to cut that. Let's see if I can do it without my... How'd I do? Not too bad. I'm going to get my corner round into and just nip off those corners, and then I want to clip a little V shape on the end like that. Okay, and we're going to stick this here. I might take a little bit more. Come on. Third time lucky. Alright, we're going to grab our ink now and going to do that in a nice red. Just going to put a little bit of colour around the outside. Alright, now let's glue that on. I'm going to add this one so it sticks up just a little bit. Just make sure it's straight where you want it to, oops, where you want it to sit and how it's going to hang later, because we'll put a little hanger on this as well. Okay, now to seal this this colour in, I'm going to use an acrylic medium gloss, but I want to use it very, very sparingly because the first one I did bubbled up a little bit. So you need to just use the tiniest little bit on here. I didn't know how it would react with the sticker, but I found just using the tiniest bit and sealing that colour in worked well. You really don't need much at all. You can see that's given just a little sheen to it, but that will protect then the colour. We'll go over this, the words as well. And then you can be a little bit more generous with it because we're going to go around and do all the doily, so that will help that doily stick down a little bit more as well, plus it'll give it a little sheen. Like that. If you don't like the gloss, you could use the matte one as well. I just had the gloss one here with me, so that's the one I've used. Alright, so once we've done that, we're going to put some little bits of bling on here, just to zhuzh it up a little. I've got some little beads, and I'm just going to pop them around the doily. Just like that, and we might put one little, maybe a well, it's got my little bling tin here. Might put a little red diamond-y thing on. I don't know what you call these things. Let's put a red one on. Whoop, where did you go? Okay, let's put her on here. And I'll cut that little tab off. There you go. She hasn't got any earrings, so she just gets one little bit of bling. Alright, so we're nearly finished. The last bit. Now, bring back in, I've just got glues and things in this. I put a little bit of, what was the other glue that I used? This one was called the Matte Deco glue. I just poured a little bit of that, because it's in this bottle, into here. And I'm just going to add glitter to the outside. And we've got one more thing to do to it, and that is to add a hanger. Now I've got some glue here. It's just a clear craft glue. I could use the hot glue gun, but I just turned that off, so I'll just use this glue. And we'll put the hanger on. Oh, we got a little bit of now just judge where you want that to hang. So it's going to hang straight. We'll put it in that one, I think. Let's put a good blob in there. Oh, I put it in one that's got a hole. That was smart. And then just pop your string in there. I've tied a knot in that. And let that dry. And then the last thing to do to these, I just wanted to age them just a little. So I've got my ink. It's the Vintage Photo Distress ink, and I'm just going to, I probably should wait till it's a little dry to do this, but it'll still work. There we go. Got glitter on there now. We're going to have to watch the sponge, wash it. Okay, and that's done. What do you think? I think they come out really cute. Alright, I'll turn the camera off here, and I'll come back when I've cleaned up this mess and show you all the other ones that I've done. Okay, so this is the one that we've just made. Isn't she beautiful? This one has got a Christmas message on it. It says Merry Christmas. And some of them I've put colour down in here. This one I didn't. You don't have to if you don't want to. But, you know, it does add a little something to the fan. The next one. This one says Forever Young. She's beautiful. Just put little bits of bling on. This one says Laugh. And Bravo. One. You were born to sparkle. Right, so they're the 6 that I made, and these 6 will be up available on my Etsy store. I'll have a link below, and yeah, pop over and see what you think. They're quite sturdy when they're dry. Like, you think they'll be, look, it's like pretty sturdy. I put a little back on that to just to make it a bit stiffer as well, which I did to that one after off camera that we just made. But yeah, they're quite sturdy, and they look really pretty hanging up. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. A little inspired what do you call it, vintage inspired decorations, and yeah, and I'll have a link to these stickers below on AliExpress. Look, if you're new here, I would love it if you subscribe. I do all sorts of paper craft, or have a go at any crafts really, but paper crafts are my love. And yeah, press that bell button for notifications, share, like, do all that sort of stuff. I would appreciate that, and I hope you've enjoyed this project, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.